Do y'all think that this guy had it coming? What's up, guys? We're back with another reaction video. I don't know if you guys know who N3ON, the streamer, is. I'm not even familiar with him, but apparently he's loud, obnoxious, and always curses on the internet. And apparently he just always wants to fight people. Well, I'll tell you what, you're not going to want to miss what just happened to him.
I think anybody with a brain understands that, but I don't think most people understand exactly how it is, because they live in this digital false reality. They're completely inside the matrix, forgetting that there's a real world out here. The world I grew up in, I was very respectful to everybody I ever spoke to. And the reason I was respectful is because I didn't want to fight. Not because I was scared I would lose. Certainly there'd be some fights harder than others. But also, I just didn't want to have to fight all the time. It's exactly my luck. I'm the kind of guy who gets in an argument with some guy. We end up having to have a fight. I hit him and he... That's how he'd get me back. Not because he can't beat me. Of course, nobody can beat me. But he'd get me back by... Like, bro, I only hit you once. Wake up. No, he's dead. You're charged. Now, all because we argued over some dumb shit. So I try my best not to fight anybody, because I understand how easy it is to kill someone. It is not hard to catch someone with a good shot. And then
Exactly.
it really isn't. And most people cannot fight at all. So I try my very best to go through life peacefully. I don't want to catch a murder charge. I don't want to have to fight all the time.
There is no benefit to street
Which is why when
fighting.
I talk to people,
Absolutely
I
not.
try to be respectful. I understand that if you disrespect people in the real world, there's a chance it becomes violent. But these kids on the internet don't understand that at all. Every time I dip my toe into the cesspit, which is the generation below mine, I realize they're a bunch of disrespectful, arrogant idiots constantly running their mouths on the internet.
Not all of us.
And none of them have any genuine real-world experience of anything. Clowns. I recently did a stream with Aiden Ross.
You not know who the man is.
The favorite. Fuck you.
Pudgy Aiden. And he brought on some kid who I had never heard of. Like, I don't know who these people are. I'm the most famous man on the internet, and people often say, hey, Tate, you know, what do you think of this streamer? You think I watch streamers? You think I don't watch any of the people who make hit pieces on me. I have no idea who these conservatives having a breakdown are. I have no idea who these liberals having a breakdown are. And I have no idea who's on Twitch. I don't know these people, and I couldn't give less of a... Recently just did a Candace interview. She's like, Liz Wheeler. Who? Now we're talking about N3ON. Who? Did this thing, I'm on with Pudgy Aiden. N3ON comes on. Starts running his mouth at me. Hey, fuck you, bitch. Hey, fuck you, dude. Dude is like 75 pounds dripping wet. I could pick him up by his neck with one hand. He knows it, I know it, but it's the internet. So he's just running his mouth.
They won't cut yours off. They can't mess with you. You got a SpongeBob t-shirt on and an inhaler. They're scared of you, G. Don't worry about that. You just turn up and you tell them who's boss. You tell them. That's right. You tell them. You say you're a streamer and you play video games all day. You let them know who the man is. You let them know who the man is.
The favorite. You're Fuck you. You dumb bitch. You're in house arrest, you pussy. You fucking loser. You and your dirty ass brother. Fuck him too. Dumb bitch. Look at you just sitting there, you bald refugee. Fuck you.
You could see this and think like, oh yeah, this is funny. He's just making jokes. But no, this is what the youth are freaking ingesting. Like, there's 10-year-olds watching this guy thinking, oh, it's okay to act like this in public. No, if you speak like that, you're gonna get freaking smacked, especially in the street.
I don't know why you're laughing. You
All right. Everyone,
So you can't even entertain
Listen,
these.
I'm calm. I'm just saying that he has nothing to worry about. I'm trying to give you self-esteem, bro. I'm saying you have nothing to worry about. You're a tough guy. Go over there and tell him
I'll tell
who's
you what,
boss.
look, I got a better deal. On my life, me and N3ON versus you in the ring, I swear to God, me and him are knocking you the fuck out.
We will fucking you.
Nah, they get cooked.
Oh my God, this is the biggest waste of my time.
And I grew up in a world where you don't disrespect people you couldn't fight. Even on the internet, I wouldn't do it because I'd feel bad in my heart. I wouldn't disrespect a man on the internet unless I was prepared to see him in real life and beat the shit out of him. If I disrespect you on the internet, if I see you, it's on sight. Fuck you. Old-fashioned.
It's valid.
Then, it's been about a week has passed, a video has now appeared of him getting bullied. That has nothing to do with me. I guess he just runs his mouth too much to too many people.
Hey, look whose shoes we got. Got his ass slacking. Come on, bro.
So he's gone from the digital world running his mouth like a tough guy to the real world. And you can see the video of what happens when he encounters the realities of the masculine essence outside of the matrix. Because the reality of the masculine experience is you need to be capable of violence. You need to be capable of violence, otherwise people are going to pick on you. It has to be mutually assured destruction. They have to look at you and go, you know what? I might lose. It's not worth the risk. Or there's 3 of us, there's 1 of him, but 1 of us is going to lose. And I don't want to be that guy. They have to have that degree of fear. Otherwise, you just get picked on and bullied. Especially if you got a big fucking mouth. Like N3ON. What's that even mean?
That's facts. It's always the smallest ones that have the biggest mouth.
I want this
every
to be a
time.
lesson to all the internet kids. Because there's another guy I did a stream with. In fact, it's Aiden, Pudgy Aiden, who introduces me to all of these people. I don't know who any of these people are. I did one with XQC ages ago, and he was going, I didn't fucking run his mouth as well. If you can't fight, which none of you can, learn to be respectful to people. Because karma is real, what goes around comes around, and God is not going to allow you to sit and run your mouth and disrespect people forever until someone checks you. That's how the world works. You can call it karma, you can call it God, you can call it live by the sword, die by the sword. There's a whole bunch of different sayings which basically mean the same thing. You need to be able to practice what you preach. You can't have a bark without a bite. So you have 2 choices. You either go and develop a bite, and you get to have a bark, like me, or shut up. Now, what I saw, what happened...
It's actually so... I love this. Because people like Andrew Tate are suppressed. They will never be pushed on social media. He's got no YouTube. Everything is shut down except for his Twitter. Whereas people like N3ON are pushed. They want kids to act like this. Why? Because they have no degree of stoicism. They are completely controlled by their environment. Whereas someone like Andrew Tate cannot be emotionally manipulated like these other clowns on the internet. It's no wonder why he's gone and they're not. It's completely coordinated.
Right. At all. Does he deserve it? Probably. But it still made me a bit sad to see, because I don't like bullying. I don't like bullying at all, and I know that someone like him is going to be genuinely traumatically affected by it, and he's going to be bullied for it, not just because of what happened, but they're never going to let him forget it ever.
That's facts.
I feel bad for him.
That's the internet right there.
So I'm actually extending an olive branch to N3ON. If you want to talk about it, if you want to fly here, if you want to learn to train, if you want me to tell you how to deal with this, if you want me to tell you the best way you can bounce back from this and become the best version of yourself, Top G will help you. The man who you called names, the man who you called a bitch and told me you fucked me up and all this garbage, I will actually help you feel better about the situation, because I know that you're probably very afraid right now. And I know that also everyone's mocking you on the internet and you probably don't feel very good about yourself. And the last thing we need you doing is something stupid. And most men, especially men with weak bodies, are a lot weaker mentally than you would believe. Not everybody's like me and Tristan. Not everybody can go to a dungeon solitary and sit there. Most people can't handle the small problems in life. So I'm extending an olive branch to this guy. I don't like bullying. I don't like what they've done to him. But as a professional, I can analyze the situation and understand very much why it happened. And I can understand very much that he brought it upon himself. But being the gracious man that I am, I'm still going to offer him an olive branch and try my very best to make him feel better about it all. There are 2 kinds of people in the world. People who learn from their own mistakes, which means they have to make a bunch of mistakes in their lives and then try and recover from them. And people who learn from other people's mistakes. They're the smarter ones. People who look at a situation and go, you know what? Isn't it ironic that this N3ON ran his mouth about being a tough guy to Top G, and a week later this happened? Isn't that ironic? There's people who are smart enough to sit there and go, God doesn't like it when you talk shit and lie. And learn from other people's mistakes so they don't have to ever go through the same scenario. For everyone at home, I hope you're the second. I hope you're the latter of the 2 choices, because if you're the first, you're going to end up like him.
That's fact.
And I also
you
hope-
never want to be in a position where you cannot defend yourself and those you love around you. Could you imagine being N3ON in that situation? That would probably be the most humiliating thing that would ever happen in your life. I would like to believe that would never happen to me, because either I would run away, because there's no point being in a street fight. There's just absolutely no benefit. You could freaking kill them. You can get a charge. There's so many things that can go wrong. But you need to be prepared, because something like this could happen any freaking day of your life. You just have to stay prepared at all times, because if you're weak and docile, you are a perfect prime target. People are going to be picking on you exponentially more. But then the latter is true. If you work out all the time, you are strong as an ox and you cannot be emotionally manipulated, no one's going to attack you because they're going to sit there and go like, yeah, I don't know if I can win that fight. I'm not even going to bother. But that person who's never seen a weight room, never worked out once in their life, they're going to be easy pickings and you will get picked on all the time. Really do see who your true friends are when you're at your lowest. I'm sure everyone on the internet is mocking this N3ON guy, and sure, he probably did deserve it like Andrew Tate said, but the fact that he's saying like, no, why don't you come here and I will train you, this will never happen again. You have to respect someone like that because he's standing up for those bullied. And that's why whenever you see someone that is incredibly strong or incredibly good at martial arts or anything like that, they never want to fight. They want no conflict whatsoever. The people that are weakest run their mouth the most because they feel like they have to make up for their lack in other areas, such as physicality or mental strength. And that's exactly what we have here in this guy, N3ON.
Everybody at home understands that the internet is great, but the world is real and people do exist. And you need to be very, very careful who you disrespect.